Hey guys, good afternoon. It's Jomar here, and you may notice that I'm back in my closet. It should be closed. Hey guys, good afternoon. It's Jomar here. I don't know how good or how bad I look, but it doesn't really matter. Anyways, you may already notice right off the bat that two things. One, I'm in a different location, and two, my camera is much better because it is the same one that I used from the first um, recap video that I did. I think it was sometime back in August or something like that, where I had gone and done a spoken cover of Shape of You, but that was a while ago, and I haven't used this camera since because I'd been away and I hadn't really taken it, so I was kind of restricted to my laptop camera. Eventually, I'll probably be able to get a better one, depending on how often I do these sorts of things. But anyways, point aside, the whole reason I am doing this video particularly is because um, it's kind of hand in hand with the stuff I do on radio for the Morning New-Tine hour. So if you are coming in from a CFMU perspective, this is the video that I was talking about when I first edited my show page. If you are not coming from the radio station, or you do not know that this is coming from CFMU or the Morning New-Tine or anything, well, welcome to a video that may potentially be very entertaining or very dull or whatever may happen depending on how well you know. So basically, because what the whole point of this is to cover a show that I was supposed to do this past Tuesday but never actually got to because I was absent mainly, and I'll tell you a little more about that later. But for now, just that's the idea. It's just sort of like a makeup episode, sort of like that makeshift thing I did last time on during the Christmas time, or sometime back in December. I forgot exactly when the day was. It was in December. No, it was the 5th of December, something like that. I don't remember the day exactly off the top of my head, but I did a makeshift makeshift episode for the Morning New-Tine, and as well as just a sort of general complex mix of things all over. And I sort of thought, maybe I'll do that again this time, because for this week, for those of you who don't go to McMaster, or who don't have classes there, or who are not aware, it is our reading week, aka our break week. So right now I'm actually back in my hometown, hence why this is actually my actual room. The one that you normally see, the ones that you've seen from the promotional video and for the other makeshift episode, those are just my rental place. But yeah, with my funny laptop camera. But anyways, point aside, the whole thing about this is that I said, I best go ahead and make an episode in some way, or just put some form of entertainment out for the week. Just in case people wanted to hear me out on Tuesday morning, but I didn't get to do that. So, I decided, just to begin with, I would do some of the segments of the regular episode of the Morning New-Tine. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go ahead and check out that link I will put up below, in terms of the one that links up to the podcast, or technically it would go to the show page too. There's a link there that can take you to the main show page, but in short, I basically do a radio show on our local campus station, CFMU, and I do a show on Tuesday morning from 7 to 8, totally not plugging myself right now. But anyways, during that time, I just play music, have a good time. There's the occasional interview here and there. If I ever have the opportunity to do that, then I will go ahead and do it. But so then for this week, since I'm back in my hometown and not where the station is, I said, I better go put some content. I don't want to just miss this and make it a rerun day or something. So I said, sure, we'll go ahead and do this. So what I'm going to put up first is everything that I did from before, leading all the way up until now, and then from when we hit back to now, once we sort of catch back up on time, I will then go on ahead and add all the extra segments and things that I wanted to put on that could have been put on beforehand, but I just decided I'll put it all together in this video, or series of videos, depending on what comes up first. But first off, this is sort of what I had been going through, and I just decided, maybe the theme for today would just be a series of off-screen Jomar bits, basically. So that's what you're going to be seeing mostly for the majority of time, because I decided I would go ahead and take a stab at vlogging once more. Now, I hadn't actually officially done this, and I never actually intended on doing a thorough type of vlog, compared to what some folks would do, where they actually very meticulously vlog their day, or if there's anything that happens. Because generally nothing much has happened for me for the past days, really. So the next few videos you'll be seeing, the next sequence of randomness, is probably just me updating you on some stuff There is also the weather report, which is something that we normally do, and I would have. Now, see, this is why. I would have done this on Tuesday, and if I had posted this up on Tuesday, that weather forecast would have been still decently valid. I mean, the temperatures are sort of matching out right now, but at the same time, a little bit of warning that weather forecast is actually now out of date because it was from Tuesday. We're now at Thursday, but the patterns are good. But still, if you want to go ahead and check it out, you can, pretend that I'm saying what the actual weather is. You could probably go off by reference what I have on as weather, or you could just check it out yourself too. So don't worry about that. I just sort of said I'll just slap it on because why not? So there's that. We got that, and a bunch of other things. I think it was just me sort of leading into this moment I actually finally have to get this video up. So we're going to go ahead and quickly check those out. Enough of me talking. It's almost like what happens when I rant on the air. So we're not going to get to too much of that. We'll just go right into the video. So here we are. Here's me trying to lead up into this set of videos. Enjoy.
Good morning. About 7, I think. 7:16 right now. This is about the time when I normally will be on the air. It is Tuesday, the 20th. Yes, the 20th of February, but I am at home currently. And I'm not in my usual place, as you may have noticed. I'd be in the studio by now doing the usual Morning New-Tine business, but I'm just out here because it is reading week and I am back at my place. So I decided, maybe this might be my supplement to the Morning New-Tine that should happen today, and I would have actually done this a week ago or prepared this over the course of the past few weeks rather, to see if I could get some content up before today, but I think I'll probably just post something up later on, hopefully if I get through something. So this is just my house setting currently. Hopefully the camera's in good shape. I'm just kind of relying on old alignments for me, just to make sure that I'm in a good place here right now. But anyways, what is happening though is that we've got, we still will probably do the Emporium. I might go ahead and record that at some point soon. There might be some other segments I'd like to stick in. Could be some audio portions just to tell you about that, some information there. And could be a little slice of what I'm doing right now. So who knows, this could be an interesting mix, kind of like what I did last time back in December with that huge mix of things episode. So I'll be doing that. And so currently I'm just making breakfast, as it is about that time, and I would normally be having that at about 8 o'clock after I do my show. I usually just go off of a quick snack in the morning and some water and stuff, but then I eventually go for my coffee and breakfast about 8 o'clock after the show. So I got my thing going to the toaster. I'm not sure if that kind of focuses well in there, but there it is. I don't know if I was even in focus altogether, so my apologies if that ever comes up as a problem. I just went to drop off my siblings because now I'm entrusted with the car this week. There goes the toaster. So there's that. I'm going to be dropping my mom off shortly in just about a few moments to her work as well. And then it's pretty much, I'll probably be making the rest of this episode as I go along. So I'm going to get my bread out, and I will probably see you in just about a moment. Stay tuned. Okay, so I've just returned from dropping off my mom. So that was pretty good, but the weather was quite intensive. How, look at this. Well, not really intensive, but more of just, very gloomy day, start to the day. It doesn't seem like it much here, but it's actually raining out. It is very cloudy, so at first I thought it was sun for a moment. I looked at that and I thought, gee, is it actually sunny again? But no, it's just the leftover snow they probably have in the backyard. But anyways, that aside, I said, okay, sure, this might be a good time to actually look at the weather. So, I figured it might be fun. I said, let's go on ahead and do this. But, because normally what I do, and when I do my weather, normally I'd be looking on my phone, courtesy of, in fact, the Weather Channel. I just use an app for that. But obviously credit to them because I'm not the one who does my own meteorological research, so the credit technically goes to them. So I will definitely do that. But more so, the more important thing is the actual content. So I sort of figured, what's a week of the Morning New-Tine without the weather? So I decided I'd go ahead and copy off exactly, or pretty much just take a snapshot of what I normally do, a snapshot of the snapshot I normally take, because I usually read a snapshot from my phone. But I'm using that right now, so I'm going to do it really quickly from here. I just quickly wrote it down, horrible chicken scratch on a sheet of paper. So there's that. So we're going to go ahead and see how this sounds like. So this is how it would probably look like if I was telling you the weather right now. Although it would probably still sound like I was on the air, funny enough. So although I'd be looking down at the sheet a lot more than I would be looking right at the screen. So we're going to start with today, for example, because I was looking at it and I thought, gee, it's going to be a pretty bad day, and boy, is it going to be. I'm going to make a nice, cheesy transition into my usual weather matters. So let's go back to that again. I'm going to say, it was quite rainy out and, pretty gloomy, foggy as well. There is a fog advisor going around right now just for the time being today. And if you are just with us now, it is the 20th of February, 2018. I'm making sure that it is indeed the 20th. Yes, it's the 20th. Okay, just making sure that I didn't mess up the day. But yeah, it's quite some rain, and it is going to be steady rain indeed, because we're going to be going through that all the way into the afternoon with a high of 14 today. Although right now it's 6, feeling more like 4. This update, by the way, is as of 8:18 this morning. Right now it's 8:40, so it's pretty recent still. But then tonight it's going to go cloudy again, but with some showers, going down to 8. That's the lowest we get to today, or at least tonight. That's what's going to get down to. Technically, we're below that right now, but I imagine that's going to be a little bit lower eventually. Anyways, moving on. Wednesday first. Tomorrow we have some more rain in the morning. It's occasional rain, though, that is, with a high of 11, although it'll be falling to about 0 to 2 later on in the day, and it'll be dropping down to -3 tomorrow night. Thursday, cloudy with a high of 1 degree. That is on Thursday for the day, pretty much. Overcast in the evening, dropping down to -2. Friday, cloudy with the occasional showers, going up to a high of 6, dropping down to a low of 1 in the evening, which is mostly going to be cloudy for that Friday night. Saturday, we got mostly cloudy with a high of 4. And some cloudy in the evening with some periods of showers, but not too many. It's going to be occasional with a low going down to about near 0. Sunday with morning rain, 80% chance of that, with mainly morning precipitation for that matter. Occasional gusts of winds, though, may go up to about 65 kilometers an hour, as it says in the radar here, with a high of 7, dropping down to -1 in the evening, but it'll just be partly cloudy by then. Monday, mostly sunny with a few clouds, that is, rather. I'm getting tongue-tied now, with a high of 7, partly cloudy, dropping down to a low near 0. And finally, on Tuesday, it is going to be partly cloudy. That is next Tuesday, not today, but next Tuesday. Partly cloudy with a high of 5, dropping down to about -1 in the evening. It'll be mostly clear by that time. Once again, currently it is 6 degrees, feeling more like 4. And this update, once again, was brought to you at about 8:18 this morning. The time is now 8:42. This was from the Weather Channel, at least. Credit to them, because, again, I don't have my own meteorological equipment, and I don't do this. I just relay the information to you. So although this may not be of much use to anybody who is looking or listening in the future, at least, I sort of said, I'll do my segments. But at the same time, every time I do the weather anyways on my regular show, it's still technically about the same idea, because that weather report is only good for the week. So if you're watching this within the first week of when I get this released, and hopefully I'll get it done by the end of today, if not before, if not, then expect it tomorrow. Hopefully I'm going to try and make sure I push myself really to get this done. So I'll definitely do that, as I have a bunch of other errands I'll be running today. I may potentially be visiting my high school if it's either today or Friday, because normally they have rehearsal by that time. But in terms of other things I'll be doing, it'll probably just be easy going. Maybe take a stroll, although a stroll today is not really the greatest of ideas. I might do that because I did have some errands I wanted to run, so I may potentially do that. I'm also debating on what sort of music I'll put on this, because normally, what makes the Morning New-Tine hour on the radio station is technically music and the things that I do. Although there is some content I will be putting up eventually at some point soon. I don't know when exactly. I'll see what happens when I do make this episode, or this makeshift podcast version of the video, so we'll definitely do that. But otherwise, I'll probably just go ahead and try and see what I can do for the next little bit, and we will be back in just about a moment. Well, good afternoon. It is about 2 something. I think it's almost 3 o'clock, though. Wait, hang on a moment. Maybe we should roll that back a bit. Yeah, so give it a little bit of a moment. Let's roll it back. Good morning. Unfortunately, I was not able to get to the rest of the content for yesterday's, so unfortunately, I'm terribly sorry about that. For some reason, I feel like I'm getting some... I'm going to check my other mirror here and see how things are looking like. My hair is a mess right now. I just quickly rushed because I had to go drop my siblings off to their bus stops and my mom to work. But it is morning now. It is once again morning, Wednesday morning, so technically now we're way out of Morning New-Tine range, but I'm still going to pursue with this video. and with this podcast, because it's very important, and I wanted to get that content up because I had sort of promised, in a sense, that I would do that. So right now, it's actually, I just came back from dropping my mom off, so we're gonna go ahead and step inside. I'm just gonna go quickly fix a few things, do some dishes, and be on my way out to a couple of places I wanted to go check out. There are some stores I'll be visiting until I come back here afterwards, and I will be working on the rest of that video and everything that will be in at home. So whether or not I'll be using this camera or my disastrous laptop webcam or another camera, I'll see what happens. But for the most part, this is generally what I'm planning on doing, and hopefully getting all that content out. So we're going to go ahead. This is going to happen. We are going to make this episode work. It's going to work, and I will definitely update this in some way, shape, or form if you ever do come across this video or catch it. So there's that. So in the meantime, I will be back getting things ready. Hopefully this will be up, and by the time I'm done here, I will be, or the next time you'll see me, we'll actually be getting through the rest of this episode. So in the meantime, stay tuned. We'll be back in a moment. I tell you this in serious honesty, I think this is the most I've probably done of this nature before. Vlogging, in a sense. I guess I'm going to call it vlogging, but not really. But anyways, we are now in back home. At least I've been here for quite some time now since I last turned this camera on. It is about 3:02 or 3:03, I think, when I checked the time. But I've returned back. It's been some time. I had a little bit of lunch and was going to go get to some. Unfortunately, I had to charge. I'm still charging, actually, some equipment I'll be using, stuff that I haven't used in a long time. So I definitely will be getting that set up. For now, I'll just be doing some other editing matters and things like that. And probably shouldn't be very long, hopefully, until this camera's done charging. A little preview of what is to come for this particular episode, this particular podcast. Sorry, my hand is so shaky. Just that this doesn't want to focus. Okay, let's pretend it did. But anyways, that's coming up in just about a moment. Good morning. It is about 8 something right now. I think it's almost 8:40, and unfortunately, and mind you, this is actually the following morning now. This isn't the previous one, and I really do feel bad because I had intended on putting up more content yesterday, but unfortunately ended up a lot busier than I thought. I was actually doing some of my other matters, so I will definitely get to that today, though, because I'm here at home for one right now. I have one errand to run, which will be probably soon, because the place isn't open until 10 o'clock. I've still got an hour now, so I might be doing something, but definitely after that errand, I will be getting to some more content, and I better make sure I actually do it this time, so I will definitely do it this time. But all that is to come, everything that will bridge all this stuff together, so that should be pretty good to go. We're gonna find out how that turns out. So, apparently my hair seems like a partial mess right now. Well, I mean, generally, because I don't have my comb, naturally, then it's gonna look pretty bad, but I don't really mind right now, just a random thought that just came across my mind. So, well, yeah, anyways, I will be heading inside. I just came back from dropping my mom off from work because we were actually running late a bit this morning, but nothing really. I thought a story was coming along too there. So, unfortunately, I haven't quite developed any good storytelling skills yet. Probably just narration, but that's about it. Because I just had my siblings earlier in the morning before them, and so that's about it there. So, yeah, I think if anything, I'll probably just see you guys later. Stay tuned. There'll be more coming in just about a moment. But first, we'll just be running my parts, and we'll be back after this quick little bit. Good afternoon. Okay, we are back at home. I can't seem to think of the words, really. It is now 2:16 in the afternoon. But don't worry, I will be getting to some stuff. I just have a few dishes to do. I just had some lunch recently, so... yeah, just a few dishes. I didn't actually cook, so don't let the pot fool you. I didn't really do much here. We just had half our dishes left over. So there's that. I sort of had a little bit, you can't really see much of a meal there, but that kind of would be the area that we normally would have our food. So that's that. I did have just leftovers for the most part, so there's that. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and finish off these dishes, and before you know it, we're going to be right into the actual legitimate core of what I wanted to get to today, because that's something I wanted to do a couple of days ago, but never got to it. So I'm gonna have to get to that after this. Hopefully we go through it. No more interruptions, no more things of me kind of stalling and doing stuff. So this hopefully will be the last one. If not, well, I guess we'll put some filler. I don't know what we'll do. Stay tuned. And surprise, there's more stalling coming. No, I'm just kidding. The only reason why I bring it up now and I'm just making this video now is because I'm actually, I'm actually editing this right now, and I decided I'd split it in two parts because this might end up being a super long video if I put everything together. As much as it would approximate a full hour's podcast on the Morning New-Tine, for those of you who know that I'm coming from the radio end, but at the same time, I sort of thought, it's going to be pretty torturous maybe to put everything into one. So I will do this in two. As you can see, I'm actually editing the video right now. There's like good old trusty coffee. And I'm getting that set right now. So there is progress being made, but I will say that everything else, all the other segments I had in mind that I wanted to do will probably come in the second video. So this will be at the end of the first one, and I guess, until then, I will see you all later, and stay tuned.